Hey everyone, welcome back to Dan the OT Man. This is Dan here. Hope everyone is doing well. Just wanted to discuss sample activity for our letter B. B is a long video. Check out the full video if you'd like. There's also some time specifications of where different components of the video are if you want to check out different activities, different games. But I just want to show you a brief sample video of how I would run a letter B session. So remember, using different letters for themes of the week, it's a good way to just spend a couple of minutes practicing how we make that letter, the letter formation, aspects of it, those foundational skills that sometimes can be overlooked but are so vital to successful handwriting. So that's exactly how I start my activity. So I say today we are doing our letter B. So first, let's practice how we make that letter B in uppercase and lowercase, even if we're doing it just very quickly. Right? That uppercase B, I go with a handwriting without tears approach. We know that it's one big line down, and from the top, a little curve and a little curve down. In our lowercase b, we dive down like a swimmer, and we swim up and over and around till we get back to our B. Okay? And it might be mirrored. I hope it's not came out the correct way. Okay? I also add sign language components sometimes, our letter B. Okay? Last week, our letter A. B, A. Okay, so today, what are we doing? So today, we're going to be doing our letter B activities. If you want to use some putty or Play-Doh as a little warm-up activity, it's a nice way to promote some self-regulation as we start our activity, getting some nice deep squeezes in. It's good for our joints, good for our proprioceptive receptors within our joints of our hands, get our body moving a little bit, pushing on the table, get those joints and receptors in our upper extremity joints involved as well. Okay, squeezing and pushing, get our core involved, our legs as we're pushing onto the table maybe. Roll out that putty Play-Doh into a long snake, and we practice turning it into the uppercase letter B and lowercase letter B. Okay, next, similar to how I do my other activities of the letters, what are some words that start with the letter B? So see if you can think of one or two or three or four different words, one or two or three or four words that start with the letter B. What are some words that start with the letter B? See if you can write those down. Okay, hold on to those words. We're going to come back to those words. For now, today, we're going to talk about a letter B word called balance. So what is balance? We could talk about balance. What does it mean to be balanced? What does it mean if something is balanced? If we can understand what it means to be balanced, then what does it mean to be out of balance? So if balance is keeping everything standing upright, not falling over, unbalanced would be falling over, side to side. So today we're going to talk about balance and we're going to practice some balance. So what does it mean to be a balanced person, I would say? And what does it mean to be a balanced person? Just like when we're standing and we're practicing not to fall over, to be balanced means that all the different responsibilities, all the different things that we have to do, whether it's to be a sibling or to be a child, to be a student, right? To be a friend, to play, to eat, to sleep, all the different things that we have to do are different responsibilities. There's balance in each. We're not sleeping too much or not eating enough, okay? So there's balance everywhere. So big ways that we can work on balance is through balancing our body and balancing our brain. So we can become more balanced of people as we balance our body, balance our brain. And we can also practice balance by balancing our body, balancing our brain. So we have two different activities. The first one is our body balances. So we made our movement dice, which has some different movements on it, but you can also think of your own, okay? And we can do this with the movement dice or just dictation, okay? By standing up and practicing our different movements. So let's stand up and let's try them together. So in order to balance our body, we have to make sure that our body has physical activity. Our body stays moving. So some different ways that we can move our body. Run. So run in place, run in place, run in place. We can run slow or fast. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Okay, can combine these with different kinds of runs. Okay, what about yoga, game? For yoga, we can try our tree pose, where we just get onto our toes of one foot, okay? And our leg comes out to the side. Or perhaps we lift our leg all the way up and we find some balance here. Okay, and we can take a breath. Find the same thing that we did on our one side on the other side. Maybe just turning our leg out to the side and we're on our toes, or lifting that leg into our tree. Okay, or we could talk about any other poses. Our yoga pose, run, yoga, jump. So we can jump, 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 jump. What about dance? Dance, 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 dance. What about walk? And stretch. So we could talk about stretches, reaching across our body, up overhead, reaching to the side. Okay, reaching down to the ground. Carefully, of course. Down to the ground, right? Maybe in front of us. Okay, so some different ways that we can balance our body is by giving our body physical activity to do. What other ways can we move our body? Right, we could try any different ways. Okay, so other ways to balance our body is how much we're resting, giving our body a chance to rest. Sleep and rest is very important for our body. So we want to make sure that we're resting. We can talk about how often we rest. Okay, our nutrition is a way that we balance our bodies. What's healthy to eat and what's not healthy, right? Finding a balanced diet, balanced nutrition. Okay, cleaning ourselves can help us to be balanced. So when we brush our teeth or wash our face or take a shower, sometimes we feel better. And it's because it can actually help us to balance our body. Okay, then we balance our brain. So to balance our brain, we can try our breathing exercises, because one of the ways to balance our brain, so our brain doesn't feel like it's falling over, is to keep any extra weight of stress out of it, because that weight can tip over the scale and make it so it's not balanced. Okay, so we can practice our different breathing activities that you can find in letter B, full video, and I might bring them up. Do we have 10 breath breathing, our box breathing, our butterfly breathing, our bumblebee breathing, our belly breath. Okay, so belly breath, bumblebee breath, box breath, or 10 breath breathing. So we can try one of those breathing activities here. Okay, then we can also talk about that another way to balance our brain is by what we read and listen to and watch, everything that we're putting into our brain through our eyes or our ears. Okay, what we are listening to, what we are thinking about, right? So our mindfulness, okay, and how we're managing that stress. All right, so different letter B activities. Okay, we can practice some of those breathing activities. And then to conclude our activity, those letter B words that we wrote in the beginning, or can you think of a letter B word that we talked about today? And let's see if we could make a sentence either out loud or a couple of sentences, silly sentences, and put them on a piece of paper, type them, get to practice how we form those thoughts and concepts, and practice how we're writing and typing to get them onto paper. Okay, so this is a sample letter B activity, just to give you a little bit quicker and more brief the information, but please feel free again to check out the full video if you want to see exactly what kind of activities I'm using, and there are some more activities in there as well. And you'll be able to check it out. It'll have different, specified times of where you can find each activity. All right, so hope it's been helpful. Check out the activity. Hope you can use this in your practice. And let me know if there's any questions or concerns. Thank you so much, everyone.